Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve OMI update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. And this is going to be Earth 2 Grumpy Cat as well. So we do want to start off with the Earth 2 because there is a little bit to go over here. We do have Kissy going and saying, Shane, are there any plans on better how-to videos, guides, etc.? My mom was just at my place, and even though she is very active in Earth 2, as well, she has had a hard time understanding and keeping up a couple of things. I think for everyone who isn't a hardcore user, as we are, can get almost impossible to keep up with. The news articles are nice, but especially the written guides seem very complicated, even more for non-native speakers. Pacey is doing an amazing job, but I wonder if there's anything planned from E2 as well. Shane goes in response saying, good question, and it's something we are constantly working on in the background, but the team is just pulled so thin in every direction. They're not the only team that's being run thin. We'll get more on that later. But we really need to expand the team, but it's hard to find the right talent, so we're doing the best that we can for now. Having said that, when the yellow energy system launches, it will provide an opportunity to reward anyone who covers topics, which will include nicely arranged how-to videos for the various aspects of Earth 2. The system will be retroactive, meaning anything created to date can also be submitted, and there may be opportunities for the YE to be redeemed into Essence. Now, I am certainly not saying the redemption amounts will be high, but we have created an internal system that will determine the reward based on how well the video was made, how engaging it was, how easy it was to understand, how entertaining, and if the information is accurate, how many views, etc., etc. There will be a number of contributing factors, but it will be Earth 2's token, or should I say energy of appreciation, for those actively talking about Earth 2, covering topics, how-tos. Bit of a long answer, but hope that makes sense. Not including this video, on my Earth 2 playlist, there are 367 videos and live streams. I want to thank the Earth 2 team and Shane in advance for giving me all that future essence. I appreciate that. This is great to reward content creators. Hey, and obviously me just having a camera and just talking to it is not going to get probably as high a reward as someone like maybe Pacey, who goes on and has beautiful editing skills, beautiful other things. Same with Ari Realty. You know, their quality of videos is just better. Mine is more just, hey, here's what's been said, here what it means. This is, either way, this is super, super exciting. Anyway, we do have some other news to go over as well. And Shane mentions the video again, saying, yep, first one is coming, and there will be another, and possibly another. Got some good things to feast your eyes on, though the first video will be a little shorter, just to bring everyone up to speed on the beauty of Earth 2. If you missed their video that they made last year, it was like a half-hour video, but it was perfect. Again, Earth 2 is currently the prettiest metaverse that I've seen. Virtual Tycoon says, one question for you, Shane, and you might not be able to answer. He was just asking about the Earth 2 Essence white paper and when we might get launched. And Shane says it will definitely be lower than 5 billion stated in the draft paper. Now, what he's referencing is the draft paper is saying there's going to be about 5 billion Essence in all of circulation. And now Shane is going and saying, actually, that draft paper is wrong. It will be less than 5 billion. I'm hoping for like 2.5, 2 billion. They'll likely lower it by at least a billion. I really hope it's less than that, but that's really, really good. They're already knocking off what was supposed to be, a billion. That's 20% off of the 5 billion that was supposed to be ever created. Be advised, in the circulating supply right now, there's less than 200 million of those Essence tokens. So this could be really good. This could be super, super exciting. And if people are dumb, and again, they're aiming for Q4. So Earth 2 is going and saying, hey, this is our goal to do by Q4. If we do it, great. If not, no big deal. They'll at least get their white paper out by Q4. But likely the actual launch of the Essence token, it won't be until a month or two later, probably in Q1. But if we're still in this bear market by then in Q1, and people get stupid and there's like, oh, Essence is only 10 cents, I'm gonna sell. I will buy so much more Essence. I think we will probably reach a couple dollars at peak bull market. So get 10 cents, pretty cheap. Again, I don't know what's going to be I don't know what it's going to be worth when it launches. I don't know when they'll launch. I don't know what exchanges they'll start to launch on, how their marketing and advertising team will do it. But yeah, super, super exciting. Anyway, before we get onto the Veve, let's do the Grumpycat real quick. And Grumpycat is always, like I said, a special place in my heart. We have, obviously, I talk about the comic and the comic NFT and the other stuff that's going to be happening with it. It's not really crazy today. It's up about 3%, up to a $1.6 million market cap. It'll likely go, probably be around here until the 21st. The 21st, we're dropping major alpha. That is 1 week from today. It'll be 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pro the Doge is on there. A bunch of other bigger influencers are on there. I'll be on there. That's going to be kind of one of the catalysts that's going to help propel us. Because again, nobody really knows what's going on. We haven't started really doing any advertising for it. For the Grumpycat token, the charity are a lot of stuff is working in the background, and people just kind of unsure yet. But that's probably the date that everyone's going to get a lot of alpha. Super excited. So OMI is up 0.2% on the day. It is at 000661, so it is quite low. And again, I do have a side gig lined up for the next couple weeks. So probably in the next probably early next month, I'll have a really, really good amount where 20% will go into Grumpycat, most likely. 50% of those profits will probably go into OMI, and then the rest will probably just keep rainy day, maybe buy something else. But for the most part, I should be able to get up to. I know I wanted to get 180 by the end of the year. I should be able to get it by mid-December if all goes correctly and I'm physically okay. I'll keep y'all posted. On the volume though, OMI has 674,000 in volume. Again, really nothing's changed there. I wouldn't really expect too much to change unless, again, the pendulum swung so far. Like, I don't really think we should be down here, but we might be for a while. I don't know. At some point, the pendulum will change. Over on the rest of the coins, Bitcoin down about 0.1%, Ethereum up 0.5%, BNB down 0.1%, XRP up 1.4%, Solana's down 7%, but being up 31% on the week, down 7.4% in 1 day, probably fine. Down to $54. They were, I think, up to 65 at one point, which is heckin' nuts. Cardano down about 3.8%, and Dogecoin about 2.9%. So OMI's actually holding up not terrible against the rest of the market, but again, that is just the top 10. Onto the Veve stuff, and believe me, there is quite a bit. We have Tropical going off and saying that she has gotten a number 59 Ronin. There's been a couple of people that have gone on and said, oh, hey, guess what? I'm getting a bunch of these 2 digits as well, like Mr41.eth posted this morning saying, last night I came across a very rare sighting on the marketplace, and in my opinion, at a reasonable price. She's locked up now. It is the number 1977 Boba Fett. Oh, that's beautiful. That is heckin' beautiful. And speaking of Mr. 41, he had sent me something on Instagram recently, and I think I might be able to go and play it, as long as there's no... Okay, so I won't be able to go and play any of the sound, but it's from a guy named Dodds, and Dodds is over on the Instagram, and he's talking about, oh, what is this? It's Disney in AR. The kit is AR. These aren't, I don't believe, NFTs right now, but this is a bunch of the things that they're going to have in augmented reality. And in the augmented reality, you see a bunch of the characters that you see on the Veve app. See Experiment 626, you see Woody, you see Steamboat Willie, the partner statue right over there, the Up House. Again, all of these things are on Veve. So is there any connection to this? I don't know. Could there, if I were a betting man, which I am from time to time, that is a reference. You get the gold star if you get that reference. I would say like 89% has nothing to do with Veve, but let's say like 10% does, where maybe it's not directly correlated, but Disney's saying, oh, hey, Veve's our outlet to get all of these digital collectibles, all of these recurring sales. What's the best way for us to what's the best way to populate or educate the population about this? Well, you start off small. Start off by giving them a little bit here, which is augmented reality. This is cool. Virtual reality, also cool. And again, Disney was already at the Apple keynote a few months back. So when the Apple Vision Pro comes out, what's going to happen? Most likely it'll be when the Apple Vision Pro comes out, Disney will be one of those first on there, and seeing at the parks. Once you get people, like, you don't need to explain what Veve is. When you see stuff on a Meta Quest 3 or Apple Vision Pro, whatever it is, you see the collectibles and you'll just get it. So for them doing something like this, even if it has nothing to do with Veve, is going to help Veve in the future, just because of, like I said, just because of that and what they're doing. So a couple of days ago, 9 days ago to be exact, we have a channel called Step 3. Step 3 over on YouTube had interviewed David Yu, and there were a bunch of chapters that they had gone over. In their video, they went into David's background, getting brands on board, red flags that David might have seen, from call to startup, how Veve started, feedback from brands, how Veve helps brands, Veve's team, which is growing. We'll go over that in a second. NFT culture and marketing. So the marketing is something I really, really wanted to go and talk about. And again, Step 3 is the name of the YouTube video. It doesn't have a ton of views, got a couple hundred views. I just gave them a like for having that cool content. But part of the reason I wanted to go over the marketing was because we have over on what is called getbadger.ai. So again, that is getbadger, like honey badger.ai. And, well, what do they have over here? Meet our team by creating a quick profile. And, I'm not going to create a profile and think, oh, it's Batman. Oh, it's Veve. So it goes on to say, hosted by Gabriel Cutfield, Renee Sinead Lunt, and one others. About us, Veve's mission is to be where the world collects. We are a founder-led, fast global scale-up with strong core values, collectors at heart, dream big, and stay grounded. So Gabriel Cutfield says, hey, I'm Gabby. I'm the CPO at Veve. We have opened this space to help you get to know more about us. And I won't go over everything, but there's a fireside chat with CPO Gabriel Cutfield. Why now is a great time to join Veve. And over on the amounts of it, it's only a 7-minute video. So it's really not too bad. I won't play any of the audio because I don't think I can. But the interview starts at around like the 15 to 20 second mark, and she just talks about, oh, hey, guess what? Veve for a long time just didn't have enough people in their marketing sector, and now guess what? They are starting to. Apparently there's a lot of big things going on behind the scenes at Veve, which we're not going to know unless we search for them. So thank you all for being here. Thank you all for searching. Now y'all can all educate others and share my video, or don't. It doesn't really matter. As long as people get the information, it's fine. It shouldn't matter where it comes from. But again, her saying that there are now 3 different teams in that marketing department. Oh my heckin' goodness. I am so ready. Now, most likely when they're starting to market, okay, they've been talking about Japan and Asia for quite a while. I would like to see that marketing directed towards there, but honestly, to be honest, anywhere they want to go. Like when they had the Hawkeye thing, okay, you had Hawkeye, and I don't want to say spoilers for anything. Okay, well, why now? The Hawkeye series came out last year. Why now? Okay, well, who covered the Hawkeye series last year? Anyone in Variety? Anyone that's covered Hawkeye or Kate Bishop or Ronan in the last year? Send an email to them. Be like, hey, this is what's happening. I guarantee you they would love to do a follow-up on the piece that they wrote, characters that they wrote that maybe they enjoy. That's going to be one of the things that I'd really like to see. Even if it's not huge, crazy, big news outlets, if it's just the writers for them putting it on their own blog or doing, wherever it is, again, just give them a piece of info. That would really help. And maybe there's another reason why Kate Bishop would make the news. Maybe it had something to do with a movie recently. I don't know. But that's the type of thing that I would like to see, in like America or Europe. Especially the news that they made like I think $69,000 in like 12 hours. I would comment nice down below the 69 for the Ronin Hawkeye and Kate Bishop ones. I thought that was really cool. People are buying the sub 100s. Everyone seems to really like it now, even though they didn't at first. And just to put name to a face, this is Renee Tan, who is head of marketing, and I hear about vacancies. They are hiring. They are hiring in a couple of different positions right now. If you go over to Veve Jobs, I can actually read you which ones they have in store, and then we'll move on to the next thing. So for the Veve job listings, currently it is a lead engineer, a senior mobile engineer, an assistant content editor, a brand director, a digital marketing manager. 6 is a Salesforce marketing automation specialist, a design researcher, and 8 is a 3D animator. So all of these things, all of these jobs are remote. This is powered by a company called Bamboo HR. But again, these jobs are remote. So if you want to go and say, hey, I have some skills and maybe you should hire me, well, there you go. And shout out to Dr. Stuff for going live before and just talking about, there's some wild accusations that Veve and Comey are like fraudsters and they're scams. And obviously, no one should really take those seriously. But, on the opposite end of that, hey, if something gets enough traction and, you could actually go and, hurt some people that way. And now, in my opinion, Veve has every right to go and bring the hammer down, use whatever legal means they have. I mean, that's like defamatory statements that the person's trying to make. But Dr. Stuff kind of went live and basically just debunked everything this person said. So definitely go watch his videos. I could find the titles for you. They're pretty simple to find. I didn't watch all of it. So Dr. Stuff. And his last couple of videos are just called Are There Legitimate OMI Concerns? And Are There Legitimate OMI Concerns Part 2. That's just, and then there's Dan Chabel interviewing Bruce Campbell down there. But like I said, the super great when other people that's not me, that are super intelligent, go in and say, oh, hey, this is wrong for this, and this, and it's importantly wrong, and this is why you shouldn't listen to people that don't have any credibility. Even if they write something in a semi-eloquent way and it makes you feel good, again, always check where info is coming from and to see if it's actually info. Moving on, we have Big Bird. So they announced Big Bird today, and they did something really interesting. When they first announced it on YouTube, they had a link to the, not Medium article, the Veve article. And it did not mention that Big Bird was a blind box. So something that I really like here, when they posted about it on Twitter or on X, it came out, oh, it actually is a blind box. It's like, okay, well, that's different. We've had, Cookie Monster, and we've had, oh God, who's the other one? Oh God, Oscar the Grouch. And, those weren't blind boxes. They were just one collectible. And, okay, well, what's different about this one? Well, I guess Cookie Monster Oscar Grouch did get the secret rare version, the gold version of cells eventually, but they're doing that all in one. You have your normal Big Bird, and then you have the Big Bird that's pretty much the same thing, it's just slightly golden. But what I really like about this is that Oscar the Grouch and Cookie Monster had 5,500 and 4,400 mints, just for their base form, not including the secret rares, and they were $60 each. This time, Big Bird has a total of like 3,300, and it's $40 each, for each one. So I feel like Veve's going and saying, hey, we realize currently the way things are right now, this many mints with this much, this much cost, is not what people would want right now. I want people to be excited. So they lowered the mint size. They lowered the amount that you have to pay. Now, Veve doesn't make as much money in the long term, but in the short term, it just kind of looks like people are happy. So I feel like Veve is definitely listening to us there. But again, just my opinion. Let me know your thoughts on that. Oh, they announced Avatar today too. So Avatar is it is the first Avatar has the highest grossing movie of all time, and the second Avatar, The Way of Water, has the third highest grossing movie of all time. So now we have the top three. We have the first one, we have the second one, which is Avengers Endgame, And then we have the third one, which is Avatar, with heckin' amazing. I think one of them is Jurassic Park. Like we have all of the top 10 grossing movies, with the exception of Titanic. We do not have that on the app. But Avatar does have 355,000 followers over on the X. And they go and they say, hey, you have Jake's Banshee, you have Nyetin's Banshee, and then I don't know who Quaritch is, but you have Quaritch's Banshee as well. Originally, when Veve advertised this, it was them saying, oh, create your own bond with your own Banshee. They lock their hair in with, their hair and, create a bond. So it's like, oh, cool, we're getting our own. And now we're not. We're just getting, their Banshee, which is fine. It's, I don't know. I just wanted my own. I didn't want, like a hand-me-down Banshee of somebody else's. But again, I'm nitpicking here. I think this is really cool. Again, the top 1 and 3 grossing movies of all time. So this is really exciting. I'm pretty pumped for this. Also, Disney announces on the same day, Avatar attraction will be located in Disney, California. Adventure at Disneyland Resort. Veve Magic is very happy about that. And then Noah Sanchez comes at an RKO out of nowhere. Our fan Noah comes back saying, wow, looks really good. Did you know that Ubisoft has an Avatar game coming out soon as well? Noah actually does work for Ubisoft, so he might just be going trying to plug his company in there, but they might all be connected. I mean, we have Ubisoft as well. I mean, did we not remember the rabbits? And speaking of Veve Magic, she says, woohoo, I'm surrounded by Avatar news everywhere I look today. Vivi's loud hints, Ubisoft game releasing December 7th, and now the location announcement for a Disneyland attraction was amazing. And she said she posted this before she saw the official drop news. Give me a Banshee. I love her so much. And speaking of things that we have on the app, a single US stamp sells for a record-breaking 2 million doll hairs. It is an inverted Jenny stamp. It is so famous that it was once featured in a 1993 episode of The Simpsons. And you just read that right there, of 973 Telegram messages. So sorry, if I don't get back to you, that's why. In other news, we have DC NFT going and saying, travel back in time with DC3 Golden Age drops every 2 weeks. Don't miss these iconic moments. And you know what? I have some mixed feelings about this. I love DC. I love Batman. I have Batman and I have Bane right there. But there are a lot of comics. There are twice as many DC comics as there are Marvel, at least. And they're going through their grails very quickly. Okay, well, why? Why would they do that? Veve doesn't have to go through their grails. They give us a grail like maybe once a quarter, maybe every other quarter. They don't give us grails that often for comics. Well, okay, why? Veve's audience, they will still buy things that aren't grails. They'll still buy key comics. They'll still buy other things. And again, they have hundreds of other different licenses that have nothing to do with comics that are just, we buy in between there. So Veve's making money hand over fist, and they don't need to throw out the grails. Why DC Official might need to throw out those grails is because the key comics I really don't think sell. Even the grails don't go for crazy amounts like they do on Veve. And a lot of the DC comics in real life go higher than what they go for on Veve. So this is, one of two things are happening here. Either people are severely undervaluing DC NFT Official and their comics, and I guess you could undervalue the comics without undervaluing DC as a whole, or people just aren't that interested in anything other than Veve right now. So yeah, this is I think this is a very telling sign that DC NFT Official, like, hey, we don't have Veve's other licenses. We can't just wait. We can't just scatter out these grails to once per quarter. We're going to have to do this to essentially keep paying our workers and keep the lights on. I don't know how much money they have, or how much workers they have, what their run rate is, but it doesn't look like they're making a ton of money. And obviously David had said, the last couple times he's been on, like, we do not take any pleasure in other companies failing. That it hurts. We want the space to grow. And I think if you want the space to grow, DC NFT officially kind of got to get some more stuff, outside of their comics. That's just my opinion. Comment down below if you feel that way as well. Ooh, 25-minute video. Okay, all right, we're going to try to wrap this up. Some money moved out of ETH today to go into XRP because there was a claim that BlackRock had filed for a spot XRP ETF, and then it came out like an hour later. No, they had not. That was fake. The fake news. But speaking of news in general, we had Veve go and say, celebrate the magic that transcends time. On 13 November 1940, Walt Disney Animation Studios' Fantasia was released, merging animated imagery and classical music, becoming a historical masterpiece. Wait, Randy, didn't we already get The Sorcerer's Apprentice? Yeah, we did. I have that. Yes, I understand. They already had put that out like at least a year ago. It might have been a year and a half ago. So why am I bringing it up right now? Well, if you go to their if you go to their page and you go to Veve's post about it, you get this. It links back to 15 fascinating facts about Fantasia, but it does so. Oh God, you can't see that. It does so on D23.com. What is D23? Well, that is Disney's version of Comic-Con. So the fact that it goes and does that and posts, it goes all the way back to D23, and they've never done that before. They have never linked to a D23 website. I think this tells us that in the next 11 months, that we could be at D23 in September of 2024. That would be massive, in my opinion. Oh my God, I cannot wait for that. There's other stuff I have to go over, but I'll save that for another video because already at 27 minutes. Okay, I love you guys. Have a comment, like, and subscribe. Comment's good for the YouTube algorithm. I'm going to say bye-bye, Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you. Goodbye. Meow, 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 meow.